Good morning to all. I am Subramanian, working as assistant professor in automotive department in SS College of Technology. In this session, we are going to see on the subject of mechanical engineering. The topic is 3D printing. So, what is 3D printing? Why you go for 3D printing itself? Nowadays, the popularity is the 3D printing itself. So, in whatever way we need the objects, we go on the printing basis itself. So, it will be giving a revolutionary technology which creates three-dimensional objects by building them layer by layer also upon the layer from the digital models. So this process having the x-axis stepper motor which moves on the x-axis, and there's a y-axis stepper motor which moves on the y-axis itself, and there's a z-stepper motor which moves by up and down itself, which is not shown in the figure itself, not able to show it. So x and y can be able to show it, and z will be moving up and down itself. So main board will be located on the bottom itself, where through the extruder the material will be extruded and it will be printed on the surface of the board itself to have the required design of the product itself. So in this 3D printing, how the operations have been workflow is there's a digital design creation itself. So first we have to do a 3D modeling using the CAD software or else AutoCAD itself, and this 3D modeling will be exported to the as a file preparation itself as a slicing and be translated to a language is known as standard translation language or as stereolithography. This file will be having to then it has been sent to the printer setup itself, where the material will be loaded there and will be calibrated to build a platform itself. Finally, it will be informed to the 3D printer itself, such that it will be layer by it will be printing in the design what we have done layer by layer itself. On this post processing, finally we will remove the structures from them and clean and finish it, and the finished printer will be get the object as a model itself. So here you can see a 3D printer worked as a, which is we have rectangular box on the molding board itself, on the molding board, such that in this form layer by layer the rectangular box has been formed as a 3D printing itself. So the thought process is the digital printing of the material on 3D material itself and the sliced into a thin horizontal cross section layers itself. So each layer will be sequentially printed on the top of the previous one itself, and material will be bonded on the or fuses, which will be fused on the layers itself and or deposited on the layers itself. So this build platform lowers the incrementally after the each layer, and the complex material can be formed here with the structures without any assembly itself. Further assembly. Now we can see about the filament feed. How the filament feed has 3D extruder principle itself. So the filament feed is a solid plastic filament itself is fed through the driver and fed through a drive gear mechanism itself on the heating chamber. So the plastic will be melted on the heated and it will be flowed as on the heat zone itself. So heat zone will be about the 180 degrees to 260 degrees centigrade itself, and depending on the material type itself. Depending on the material type itself. And the nozzle extrusion will be giving you the molten phase itself, or through which the small nozzle, and typically 0.4 mm diameter is the default is there, and we can able to change it depending on the materials whichever we require it. So the common 3D printing technologies is FDM, that is a fused deposition modeling, and SLS stereolithography, which is just now we have informed it, and SLS finally comes a DMLS, direct metal laser sintering. And this is a typical 3D printing machine itself. There are two types of 3D printing machines. Here there will be as a open layer can have a 3D printing to some extent of height itself. Here the height will be limited to it, where the materials can be filtered, and this was a fused deposited modeling itself, and whereas this material was the stereolithography model. In this we can able to have a 3D printing itself. So there are advantages of the 3D printing is the design, it will be design flexibility with there, and also the very cost effectiveness. So and this will be long sustainability. This will have a long time. So long time the 3D printing materials will be sustained there. and supply chain enhancement, and it has a strong lightweight parts, mainly because of the lightweight parts, and there's increased accessibility also. Mainly more complex shapes designs can be able to do it in the 3D printing. But ordered advantage there are some disadvantages there. So it will be a slow production speed only, and the cost of machine is very high, as well as the energy consumption is very high itself. But and also you can see potential for the harmful and emissions also. So more gas will be emitted, which will be as a health hazards for human beings, and also is restricted to some building size only. It not having more building higher size itself. So mind maps we say on this 3D printing is builds a high build a high objective layers by layer form itself, and also multiple technologies can be used in this for it, and offers a unpersonable things. And with this we come to the end of the 3D printing session. Thank you.